On ACC Live, trending, a Twitter frenzy, including 3 ACC football coaches, Frank Beamer, Dabo Swinney, Larry Fedora. They were just a few of the big names. If the ACC had its own network, what would the shows be called? And how far did Duke fall in the rankings after the loss to NC State? How much of a jump did the Wolfpack make? Plus, an even better look at CJ Leslie rescuing the wheelchair-bound court stormer. Also,
Gio is gonna take it for a touchdown!
Today is decision day. Who else is joining Gio Bernard and leaving early for the NFL? We have the full list of who's moving on and who's staying. ACC Live Trending starts now. It's Tuesday here at ACC Live. That means we're talking about what's trending, what ACC fans are talking about online. Welcome to the show. I'm Jeff Fischel. The big thing we're talking about today, the NFL Draft. We're asking you on Twitter, who will be the better NFL player, Gio Bernard or Nuke Hopkins? Vote on Twitter. Tweet us at the ACCDN, Gio or Nuke. We're counting your votes. We will have an update on the vote totals later in the show. But it's not just me here on Trending Tuesday. There she is, K Nash Sports, Kelly Nash. That's her Twitter handle, K Nash Sports. Kelly, you know the story. How did Nuke get his nickname?
Well, apparently, like he did so many defenses, dominated his pacifiers. The brand was called Nuke. Mom ran with it, and his Twitter name is even Nuke da Bomb.
Nuke da Bomb.
He took it there.
If we went with that, both my kids would be called Bink. So there
Bink
you
da
go.
Bomb. It could work.
By the way, this is the final day for players to announce they're leaving early for the NFL. For Florida State, that means 3 guys. We'll have the full list coming up. Now, yesterday, if you were watching ACC Live, you saw my interview with Will Privet, the NC State wheelchair court stormer. Great talk. If you want to see the full interview right now, it's on our YouTube channel. Today, thanks to photographer Oliver Shoulder, we have this picture. CJ Leslie rescuing Will Privet from the floor after the NC State fans were going nuts with the win over Duke. Again, thanks to Oliver Shoulder for sharing that picture. And Will Privet is living the life right now,
really
Kelly.
is.
I mean, he is all over. In fact, this morning, he and CJ Leslie were on the Today Show.
They were awesome. And that was obviously the best assist of Leslie's career.
Yeah, he said
no doubt.
CJ Leslie was his favorite player even before, but I think it's safe to say now, no doubt about it, CJ Leslie, his all-time favorite NC State player.
He's the man.
What else are ACC fans buzzing about on the interwebs? It's time for the buzz. Of course, the big story you're seeing right now on Twitter, Lance Armstrong reportedly finally admitted to doping in an interview with Oprah. Here's the thing. Now, let's say all the cyclists are on performance-enhancing drugs. Well, then he won 7 Tour de France on a level playing field of sorts. I think the bigger crime people are working through morality-wise, how he just tried to destroy anyone who tried to tell the truth about him. That's why he could actually be in legal trouble with the Justice Department. But he's helped raise so much money for cancer research, right? The question we're all grappling with, does that outweigh the lying and the cheating? Another big story. We've seen Rory McIlroy is now a Nike guy. The commercial people are tweeting about Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods. Watch. They stole the thunder at that wedding, right?
They did. They upstaged the bride. Who does that? Cardinal rule number 1.
It's actually a really good commercial. And the one thing I think it does is actually makes Tiger likable again. It's been a few years since I think people...
You see him laughing. He gets the last laugh. It leaves us with a great impression.
It does. They're trying hard to bring back Tiger. And Rory McIlroy, easily very likable, the #1 player in the world. It reminds me of the old Michael Jordan, Larry Bird commercials. Remember, over the rafters, nothing but nets?
Oh boy.
For those of us who are of a certain age, we remember
Might
those
have to
seeing
YouTube
those
that later.
Oh, it hurts that you have no idea what I'm talking about. Maybe you saw the reports yesterday. The ACC is considering starting a TV network like the Big Ten or Pac-12. Now, I have no inside info on this. John Swafford has not invited me over to dinner to ask my thoughts.
Not yet.
As soon as we have, that's right, thank you. As soon as we have some news on that, we will report it. But what I loved, had me laughing all afternoon, the news got ACC fans coming up with shows they'd want to see. The hashtag ACC Network shows got so popular, it was trending nationally on Twitter. So we want to show you some of the good ones. Our favorites, the hashtag ACC Network shows. Here you go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Terrapins. And we added a little special graphic. That's from VT Mike Brown. I like that.
Those uniforms they wear look a little mutant.
We've worked our graphics guys. Thank you, Todd. Have worked in the Maryland flag there as well for Donatello and Michelangelo, the other Italian artists. Leonardo, Raphael. There we go. We should have a Maryland. We should name them like Adrian Branch, John Lucas, Juan Dixon.
Let's do it.
You had Ninja Turtles,
I
right?
did. I had 3 turtles. Those are my first pets and named them after the Ninja Turtles.
All right, for UVA fans out there, let's go to the next one. The Key Play tweeted this one out. Who's the boss? Again, going back to my childhood, and it just brings back fond memories of Alyssa Milano. Come on, you're with me. You're with me.
She's a baseball girl.
She is. Many of her past boyfriends were baseball players, so she is a big baseball fan, which also makes me a big fan of hers as well. What else did you see, Kelly?
I've seen her throw a first pitch, but I've never seen her shoot a hoop. But we know Scott Wood can, right?
Scott Wood.
I found this tweet. Yeah. It's a great show. Deadliest Catch and Shoot, hosted by Scott Wood. Are you kidding me?
I tweeted this out the other day, actually. NC State is 20-2 when Scott Wood makes at least 3 threes. And so Deadliest Catch and Shoot, I like that. Let's move on to the next one. Blogger So Dear, leave it to Beamer. That going way back. Leave it to Beamer. Beamer! Wow. I guess that makes Bud Foster Wally. There it is. There it is. Leave it to Beamer. I dig that. That's perfect. It reminds me of June Cleaver as well, who became one of my favorites, Barbara Billingsley, when in Airplane, one of my all-time favorites movies, she translated Jive. That was a classic scene. It was fantastic. Remember, we're gonna have more of these. You can follow us on Twitter at the ACCDN. The show's hashtag ACC Live. Like I said, more of these so-called ACC TV network shows. They got tweeted out yesterday, including some for Dabo Sweeney and Larry Fedora. They both got their turn. So we'll have that coming up later in the show. Let's move on to ACC football news. Today is the day. The deadline for announcing you're going to the NFL early. 5 of the best players in the ACC this past season have made it official, including Giovanni Bernard from North Carolina. The pride of St. Thomas Aquinas High, like Kelly Nash.
That's right, go Raiders.
Could be the first running back taken in the draft. Bernard actually had 2 years left of eligibility. Clearly ready, though, over 2,000 all-purpose yards. How about Xavier Rhodes, the cornerback for Florida State? One of 3 Seminoles leaving early. Jimbo Fisher converted him from a wide receiver to a DB. He was first-team All-ACC this past season. Could be a first-round pick. His teammate on the defensive line, Bjorn Werner, the Germinator, the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, one of the best pass rushers in the country, 13 sacks this season. He could go in the top 5. The third Seminole, Menelik Watson, the tackle, great story. Grew up in England, got a basketball scholarship to Marist, but he wasn't tall enough, he knew, for the NBA, so that's when he learned to play football. First spent a year in JUCO. Now he's ready for the NFL. And Clemson wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, yeah.
He set Clemson and ACC records this season, including 18 touchdowns. Perhaps even more impressive, he eclipsed Sammy Watkins as Taj Boyd's go-to guy. Mock drafts have him going anywhere from the late first to the 3rd round. More on those guys coming up. Kelly, I know you were saying, oh yeah, for Nuke, because you're a Clemson gal.
I am.
And you're also, like I said, you went to the same high school as Gio. So
Love
coming up,
both.
we're going to get her take on who you think is going to be the better pro, Gio Bernard from your high school or Nuke Hopkins from your university. We're talking about that coming up. These are 2 of the best guys from the ACC heading to the NFL. You vote on Twitter. We're counting your votes. Who's going to be the best on Sundays? That's coming up next, right after a break. You can't keep greatness in a box, so we won't. The ACC mobile app, presented by Outback Steakhouse. Imagine seeing this on this. That's greatness. For the ACC schools you live for, it's the app you can't live without. Available on your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Nokia Lumia Windows Phone. The ACC mobile app. Live games, video, scores, stats, news, and greatness. Search ACC Sports on your mobile device.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef-inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
The ACC Digital Network, the ultimate video destination for ACC fans. Exclusive highlights, live streaming games, and original live programming, unique access to the student athletes of our time and the legendary voices of all time. Defining moments, personal stories, incredible analysis from authentic ACC sources, cutting-edge content from the leaders in the digital space. The ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
Good afternoon, Chase Sapphire. This is Stacy from Springfield.
Oh,
Hello?
yes, I didn't realize you'd be talking to an actual person.
You don't need to press 0. I'm here.
Reach a person, not a prompt, whenever you call Chase Sapphire.
Time now for the Ruby Tuesday menu. One game tonight, Wake Forest and Clemson. The Demon Deacons have gotten back-to-back wins over Boston College and UVA. 2-1 in the ACC. CJ Harris shooting over 50% from the field, 45% from threes. Clemson also beat the Cavs. They're 1-2 in conference. Welcome back to ACC Live. I'm Jeff Fischel. Kelly Nash will be joining me in just a minute. Tweet us here at the ACCDN, the hashtag ACC Live. I'm at Jeff Fischel. We have more goofy ACC Network show titles. They're coming up. You probably saw the hashtag ACC Network shows on Twitter yesterday. But first, here's what's happening in the ACC now. Duke is no longer number one. After the Blue Devils lost to NC State, they've dropped to number 3 behind future ACC member Louisville at 1 and Indiana at 2. The Wolfpack jumps to 14. Hey, dear AP voters, where is Miami? The Canes have played the toughest schedule in the country. They're number 6 in RPI, 3-0 in the ACC. Vote for the Canes. One of the key players in that NC State upset, Richard Howell, is the ACC Player of the Week. In 2 games last week, he averaged 11 points, 15 rebounds. His double-double against Duke was the 22nd of his career. Maryland's Alyssa Thomas, the Women's Player of the Week, against Virginia Tech. She had 26 points and 28 rebounds. Sure, Florida State has lost 3 players early to the NFL draft, but a key defensive player, Christian Jones, is staying for his senior season. The weak side linebacker had 95 tackles this past season. Jimbo Fisher has enough depth. This defense should be solid again next year. Our closing number, 7.78. Clemson hurdler Brianna Rollins set a new collegiate record in the 60-meter hurdle, 7.78, the fastest collegiate time ever. Congrats to her. And that is the ACC now. Let's bring back Kelly. Kelly, I'm pretty sure could she beat Nuke in a race?
It'd be close. We've seen Nuke hurdle defenders, but not at that speed.
Good point. Hurdling defenders, but not hurdles. We're getting the fans to weigh in better pro, Gio or Nuke. All right, Kelly, what do you think? You're a guy from your high school or a guy from your college? Who's the better pro?
Can I be a Debbie Downer?
Okay.
Is that cool? I got to talk injuries. Gio is always hurt, already tore his ACL. Out 2 games this season, missed a lot of action in 2 other games. Hopkins has dealt with none of the above. He's healthy. He catches any ball in his direction. I'm going Nuke. Wow,
you are a Debbie Downer. That really brought me way down. Let's see the vote results here on Twitter. What fans told us at the ACCDN. And you guys are going with Nuke. 64% to Giovanni Bernard, 36%. You guys are saying DeAndre Hopkins. Nuke to bomb will be the better NFL player. We come in just a couple months, we find out where these guys are going to be playing on Sundays. Now, their coaches, Larry Fedora and Dabo Sweeney, are 2 coaches who were the subject of show titles yesterday when the ACC Network show's hashtag started trending. Let's take a look at them. First, Justin Ferber tweeted this out. Fedora the Explorer.
I love
that
these.
Is brilliant. Oh, there he is.
Look at the backpack.
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 Where's Boots? Who would Boots be? Boots.
Gio, but he's gone now.
Gio would be Boots. I think that's absolutely right. And Swiper, no swiping. I don't know.
Wow. We've been around kids too much.
Now, Dabo, this is even better. This is from Deuce4922. Yo, Dabo, we're loving the kid shows. No, I just want to stare. That is brilliant.
The hair is great.
Oh.
That is great. Oh my gosh.
See, there's DJ Lance Rock, now played by Dabo Sweeney. Any others you like?
There was one I liked. Oh my gosh. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Kim and Chloe take on Shasheskyville.
This is brilliant. They've taken on Miami and Vegas.
Now camping. And bugs.
Right. As you point out, can you imagine what it would take to get Kim and Chloe camping? What they'd have to bring along.
In a sleeping bag.
And of course, now the X factor in that, if you did have a Kim and Chloe take on Shashevsky, is if Kanye shows up, right?
Oh yeah, with his entourage.
That would be fantastic. See, this is the kind of insightful discussion you get here on ACC Live, trending every Tuesday.
You know you love it.
What better reason could you have than to start following us on Twitter at the ACCDN? Time now for our Ruby Tuesday. What's on tap on ACC Live? Every Wednesday, it's ACC Live Access. We've got big name tomorrow, Eric Green, the leading scorer in the country from Virginia Tech. We're talking to him. Then on Throwback Thursday, Vinsanity. A look back at the high-flying early days of North Carolina's Vince Carter. And on Friday, on Tip-Off, we spotlight BC's Ryan Anderson. He's quietly putting up numbers that are right up there with Mason Plumlee. That's all this week on ACC Live. We're also talking to former Maryland Terrapins coach Gary Williams. You'll see that, I believe, Thursday on the Throwback Show here on ACC Live. Hey, Kelly, one more thing that's trending. It's the Colin Kaepernick, right? It's
That's
the
right.
Kaepernicking.
People,
and you got a Twitter picture of us before the show.
I do. Check it out. And you know Tebowing's out, so they had to come up with something new. Kaepernicking. Do you want a visual?
I think
fans
require a visual right now of Kelly
I call
Nash
this flexing,
Kaepernicking.
but
right. Look at those guns. Wait, she's doing it.
Deep
What's
lift,
the sniff?
deep lift. Well, I don't have a tat to kiss like Kaepernick.
All right.
Floral.
Multiple
it smells
tats
floral, Jeff.
from Kaepernick, who's leading the 49ers this week against former ACC Player of the Year Matt Ryan, the Niners and the Falcons, going for a shot at the Super Bowl. That is ACC Live on Trending Tuesday. Tomorrow, we'll talk to Eric Green, the highest scorer in the country. That's on ACC Live Access. Thanks for watching.